What's up, guys? So in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna leave to go meet one of I'm not sure if he's an owner or an engineer. I'm not sure what his exact stake in the company is, but he works for Vanatoo, who makes apparently really, really impressive speakers. So I'm super excited. He's gonna give me a pair of T0s to review, and then I have to give them back, of course. But so I'm gonna go get him. I want to talk to him about the company, so I got to get like a notepad, pen, and I want to take down some notes and hopefully bring you some information about not only the company but the speakers that might be kind of cool. A little bit of trivia, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going now. Yeah, should be fun. So I'll catch you guys in a second. Okay, so Rick, the guy from Vanatoo, super nice, very knowledgeable guy. I liked Rick because he was fair. Like, he told me what he knew and he admitted when he didn't know something. And that really tells me a lot about somebody, and I really enjoyed our meeting. And I kind of want to unbox this because so far I really like the product. The packaging is just insanely good. So let's go ahead and unbox it right now. So let's start off with this box. It's pretty big. It's the Vanatoo Transparent Zero. It's definitely a large box for such a small speaker. It's not something companies have to do, but I'm glad when they do that. Comes with a quick start guide, an Allen wrench to remove the stands, this power brick. It was pretty nice. Very long too, so it has really good reach. You could put it pretty much anywhere. An RCA to 3.5 millimeter cable, a USB A to B cable, as well as another 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable. This really soft touch plastic remote with obviously a lot of options on that. I'll get to that more in a second, but I was really impressed with the remote. It has a really good feel to it. Then this is a Cat 50 cable, this really plush foam that you put underneath the speakers if you're putting them on a hard surface. Speaker grills, of course, magnetic. I'll get to those in a second actually. Then these are the speakers, and these speakers are heavy for what they are. They're about 7.5 inches tall. They have a passive radiator on the back. I'll go over the physical build all in a second. For now, let's just appreciate those aluminum woofers, man. Those things look awesome in my opinion. I'm definitely a function over form guy. I like the way that these things look. And they have really unique design too. And as you can see, they've got a ton of options on the back. Sorry to cut in here a little bit, but normally I don't do unboxings because, I don't know, I feel like at a certain point they get kind of cheap. It's like, all right, it's a box. But this thing has a lot in it and some things that I want to go over, and not everything that it's got a lot of stuff, but I don't want to put everything in the full-size review. You'll see what I'm saying in a second. So let me start this portion of this video off because it's the next day. These speakers have left me angry. The reason why is not at Vanatoo. I'm not angry with Vanatoo by any means. In fact, quite impressed. And the amount of things that this does is simply astounding. And the reason why I'm angry is because you have companies that have probably 10 times the budget, 10 times the amount of people working on it, and yet they make a very subpar product compared to this. Monstrous in its approach to not only sound, but how the actual device and how all the electronics work within it. So I'm just gonna read a couple of the specs that I've written down that are important. And more importantly than what's actually available on this device is the implementation and how it works all together. And you'll see what I mean in a sec. They have an active and a passive side, even though technically it's biamped. Each side has an amplifier built into it. The active side is 4.5 pounds. The passive side is 4 pounds. Like I said before, they're both biamped. The other one just has a Cat 50 port in it, which is this little port back here. They both have 1-inch tweeters, 4-inch woofers, and 4-inch passive radiators that are on the back right here. The most impressive part about this device is the fact that literally the entire thing has been thought in through and throughout. Outside of everything else, I have two really prime examples of stuff that didn't need to be included, but was. So you see this bar right here? Well, first, this bar serves a multitude of functions. One, if you wanted to hang this, technically you could. Two, as this is right here, it's made to be put on a desk. But let's say you have speaker stands, or you want to put this in your front room, or you want to put this higher up on your desk. Well, you can do one of two things. You can turn this around and use this as a stand, and you can make this create a 90-degree angle. Even more impressively, you can keep the passive radiator on the top rather than the bottom, unscrew this hook,
which you can just take it off if you don't like it, and re-screw it on the bottom so that you can keep the tweeter on the top, the passive radiator on the top, and the woofer on the bottom. So it's extremely customizable however you want it, and you don't even have to have it if you don't want to. Now this product is so well thought out, and I haven't even really gotten into the actual features of this thing. I'm just like doing weird stuff about the build. This product is so well thought out that this speaker grill, any other speaker grill would just have magnets, which it's magnetic, doesn't clip or anything, it doesn't need to. It's symmetrical on both sides, so you could really place it either way, except there is a Vanatoo emblem at the bottom. But this is so well thought out that because there aren't any cutouts and it would just be placing this on the actual device itself, and where this would actually touch the device is actually covered in velvet. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. And the funny thing is that it doesn't need to do that, but it does because they've thought about it and they've actually taken the time to develop a good working product. So let me get into the actual features and why this thing is amazing. For features alone, I'll get into sound and some of the features in the actual review. I'm not gonna highlight all the features in this, I just wanna highlight some of the ones that I cared about the most. So let's go ahead and go over the inputs and the outputs here. So you have a DC power in, you have a Cat 50 cable. Instead of an actual speaker cable, it's a Cat 50 cable that goes to the other speaker. You have a USB in, an analog in, an optical in, subwoofer out, and it has Bluetooth. Now I'll get to all of those in a second. Alone, that's like a perfect feature set, like you can't really ask for more. They have a default DSP that comes with it that they call shelved. And the DSP is built to be put on a desk that's right backed up against a wall. So it's made to work against a wall. And with that, the subwoofer crossover is actually 125 Hertz. You can manually put this into a flat DSP that will change the subwoofer out to 80 Hertz and is made to be a few feet away from the wall. So maybe either for listening rooms or for a living room perhaps, or just a desk that is away from the wall if you're using a subwoofer. So very, very impressive. Not something that they necessarily needed to do, have two different settings, but they did. And on top of the already predetermined DSP, you can actually manually adjust the amount of treble and the amount of bass that comes out of this thing. Okay, so there's a myriad of settings that you can manually adjust on this thing. I don't want to go over all of them because I don't want this video to be extremely long, because it's already looking like it's pretty long. But I'm gonna put a screenshot of some of the different settings that you can adjust, and it lists the defaults and how to adjust it on here. But just a few of them. You can enable and disable sleep mode. It comes enabled and sleeps after 20 minutes, and it takes 3 seconds to wake up, so not that long of a wait. You can adjust it from stereo to mono on this device, which because the imaging is so good, I recommend doing that when you set it up. Fun fact about that, yesterday when I set these up on my desk, which I'm gonna have to reset them up because they're really, really precise. I set them up, I literally measured the desk, I measured the speakers, I measured the tweeters from the distance to me to the sides of the desk. I made sure everything was lined up, and it was coming like slightly off center, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like when I was talking to Rick, he said that one of the things that he hears a lot is that the imaging is really good. And I was like, cool, and I wasn't critically listening, I was just setting it up, kind of repositioning it, and it was perfectly positioned by measurement, but by practice it was off. And so I was like, okay, maybe there's something wrong with this device. I'll talk to Rick and see if anything is wrong, but let me double check my measurements first, just make sure I didn't mess up. The speaker measurements weren't messed up, but my actual monitor was ½ an inch off. And I used the logo because it's exactly center on my monitor as a frame of reference. And I was able to tell a ½ inch difference because of exactly how precise. On the Micas, didn't even notice it because the imaging isn't pinpoint. It's good, but it's not like this. Anyways, you can enable and disable the auto switch mode depending on the sleep, enable and disable limiters, and this part I love. You can change which speaker you want in which position. So you can put the active speaker on the left if you would like, or on the right if you would like, and you can adjust that, and that is beautiful, and nobody does that. You have to manually flip the banana plugs. Okay, now for me, the coolest thing that comes with this. So remember before I was talking about those 4 inputs, right? The analog, the USB, the optical, and the Bluetooth. So this thing has a priority. It's analog first, then USB, then optical, and then Bluetooth. Now the beautiful part about that is that you can have all 4 hooked up, and the only thing that you need to do to switch it is wait 7 seconds and it will switch to whatever's playing automatically. Let's say I have USB hooked up and my phone hooked up. Now, if both are playing, if both my devices are playing, the USB will take priority. But if I stop the USB for more than 7 seconds and I play Bluetooth, it will automatically play. And the beautiful part, if I have all 4 sources hooked up and I haven't played anything for 7 seconds, no matter what source I play, as soon as I hit play, it starts. Any source. So there's no switching, there's no need for the remote, it just works. That is truly, truly amazing. And I know it sounds simple, but I have looked for devices that do that. Nobody does it. Like, nobody does it. And and it's just these 2 guys. It's crazy. I haven't even begun to get into the sound. That will have to wait for the full review. I'm still analyzing this. I've only had it for a day. I really want to take my time with it and really work the ins and the outs of the sound. So stay tuned for that. But hopefully this video isn't too long. But the amount of things that this device created by 2 people is able to do is simply just, it's impressive. That's all. All right, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video. Support me on Patreon if you like what I do. See all my recommended items, as well as a link to this on Amazon if you would like to check it out, as well as a link to their online user guide, which I definitely recommend taking a look at, because there are things that I didn't even get to cover in this video. So I have a DT1770 review coming out tomorrow, so definitely keep your eye out for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys then.